What's going on, everybody? Zach and I are both in good moods after the Cardinal how the Cardinals have played against the Yankees these last 3 days. In my opinion, it's the most electric series of the year so far, like in all of baseball.
Well,
Yesterday,
yeah, considering Bush Stadium had the most. Oh my God, I'm so bad at talking. The most people attending a Cardinal game at Bush
yeah,
Stadium, number
yeah,
three ever, with
it's
48,000,
unbelievable.
and that
Yeah,
is because of the Budweiser Terrace, the standing room only.
and I don't even remember the last time the Yankees have come to town. I mean, I know the Blue Jays hadn't since 2014, or we
I
hadn't
think
been
that's when the
there.
Yankees, because you'd always play the same like AL division, like
Yeah,
everyone in
that's
that
true.
division.
That's true. Have we haven't gone to Baltimore yet this year, have we? I don't think we have. I saw
No,
them when
did
they
they
came
play
here.
here?
Yeah, I got to go see that. But yeah, I haven't
Maybe
seen
we just played them here because we just played Boston in Boston,
in
and the
the
Yankees just here.
we played the Rays there already.
But
Yeah.
Toronto, we did a weird thing where we each played two games, like
Yeah.
two here, then two there.
Yeah. Which I was kind of disappointed. I kind of like seeing us against the Blue Jays,
Yeah.
two powerhouse teams. But today we will be recapping the series against the Yankees, other news from around the MLB. We have our top college football wide receivers, which we agreed is a tougher list than quarterbacks and stuff
It's
like
just
that.
harder with receivers in college. There's so many they put in there.
Yeah. So
Like
many schools.
there's a definite, to me, like top two, at least top three.
Okay.
Top two, like I for like names I knew before going into this,
Yeah.
but
And then we have our predictions for the terrible Houston Texans today. And then we will finish up with our list of the top 10 quarterbacks in the NFL. We did our list for baseball, and now we're going to start. I don't know how we're going to do positions wise. We're not going to do like offensive line, are we?
like if you really want to, we can. We could do
Okay.
best offensive line per team, maybe. I don't know.
I was thinking about that earlier because there's like 4 weeks till the NFL season starts. So that's 2 episodes a week. That's 8 episodes where we can come up with positions. So we can figure out how to plug them in
Yeah,
there.
and
But
also like if we decide not to do position, we can just do like predictions. I don't know.
yeah, yeah, I like it.
Or we may have to double up on NFL teams. If I don't know how many NFL teams we have
We're
left.
getting close. It's gonna be
It's gonna be
it's gonna be.
right at the
We might have to double up now that I think about it. Eight
if we have
episodes.
8 weeks left. I don't even
I think
know.
we have like 11 teams or something like that.
Yeah, so we may double up at the end.
Yeah, but you doing good?
I am doing good. I got a haircut, as you can see.
I like it. I
Uh
saw really quickly. I saw a couple videos. I think I was just going through.
of
What was I
me.
going through? No, like our podcast, but I was going through maybe Instagram where it was like a screenshot of us on here.
Yeah.
And oh no, it was TikTok because when people follow you on TikTok, they get to see or videos from like 2 months ago pop up on their For You page because
Oh yeah.
they follow us, and so they liked one of them, and I looked at it, and you look so different. I don't know if it's the
Really?
hair or maybe where you're at in the light. You look completely different, but very good in both pictures, I must say.
Wait, hold on a second.
Yeah.
Okay. My thing was like saying my microphone was changing to different stuff, but I think
Oh
I'm
yeah.
good now.
Well,
Okay.
all you missed was me saying that you look very good in both
Yeah, I
pictures.
heard
So
you, but it like was saying like your default speaker has changed. I'm like, what did I do?
gotcha.
Take my
Okay.
hands off. Thanks. I know I'm like a lot. I just been making a lot of gains.
Yeah.
I'm just beautiful person.
Very humble. Very humble. Do you have any did you see it to start us off?
I do have some did you see it? They
This
are
weekend, I guess.
I don't know when this last one came out, but they're kind of interesting ones.
Okay.
Well, one Barstool posted, and this is just very ironic. But in Cleveland is going to host the National Massage Therapist Convention,
Yeah.
which is very funny and
Yeah.
ironic.
Yeah.
If you don't know, then you're just not
Just look it
following.
up. Yeah, you'll
Yeah.
figure it out.
And also one of my other did you see it, which is also kind of inappropriate if you like actually watch it, but it is very funny. Is after Mookie Betts hit a home run and comes in the dugout. You just got to go check out the video. It is
Yeah,
very
no.
funny. It's just guys being dudes.
Was it John Boy that posted it? I think I saw
It
it.
was
John Boy.
just 3 questions.
Oh yeah.
Can you hear me?
Did you see it though? Was really just that the Premier League has begun in England now. That started yesterday, I believe. And
Yeah.
so Chelsea, I mean, I follow a couple of the games that happened. You followed Chelsea a little bit, right?
Like I just get notifications if they win.
Okay. They won yesterday. I watched the Wolverhampton Wolves play. I follow them pretty well. They lost 2-1 to Leeds. But this is a perfect time for any soccer fans. It's really the best soccer league in the world, right? I mean,
Yeah, yeah, for sure. Yeah.
So, I mean, if you're a soccer fan, this is the time to get started watching it
and it's kind of nice because it's on like Saturdays and Sundays, usually early in the morning because it's played in England, obviously, English Premier League. So it's kind of nice to just roll out of bed, turn on some soccer, hear the nice British voices, make some breakfast, and because it goes on in the fall, then you just watch like original football, and then you watch American football right after.
I was gonna say it's a lot like the NFL, where it's just on the weekends, and it is often very, very early in the morning. So, I mean, I remember one time I spent the night at one of my buddies' house.
Okay, not like early for you. It's like 8 a.m., 9 a.m.
Yeah, that's true.
The like main games will be at noon.
That's true. I think it was just that one time I spent the night at a buddy's house, and we watched the Wolves play Chelsea, I think, at 6 a.m. And I was like it was tough to get up.
It was probably like a noon start for them, or like an early afternoon.
Exactly. Yeah. You want to do the pickle today?
Sure.
I got it in.
What app is this on?
It's MLB Play.
MLB Play.
Yeah. But yesterday I asked my dad just to give me a player to get us started, and for some reason, that's the easiest part of this whole game is just name a baseball player to get us started. It takes him about 20 minutes to do that, and I don't know why that is. Just name a single player, and he always names players from like the 1980s, but he named Randall Grichuk, and it was almost spot on. It ended up being CJ Crone. I got it in like the third guess, which was
oh my god, that's
pretty incredible. We did that last episode, I think, too. You guys,
we got like in two. Yeah, it was
Matt
Judge.
Carpenter, and it was Judge. Yeah. So who you want to get us started with today?
Try to think of a unique player.
It's trending towards the National League. That's what I'm thinking.
Eddie, I know, is he even on a team? Never mind.
Who's that?
Eddie Rosario.
Yeah,
he's batting 090.
Yeah, with the Braves, I'll put him in. Okay, so he all we got from that is that he throws from the right side. There's a yellow in the blank where it's the division, or so it's either the AL East or it's in the National League somewhere. But nothing on the position, nothing on the age, nothing on where he's born, which was the Puerto Rico. So
you really jinxed us talking about how good we've been doing on this.
I know. I'm gonna stay in the National League. You just want to bounce guesses back and forth?
Sure.
We'll stay in the National League. I've had Trey Turner on my mind lately. Okay. It's not there's still a yellow in the National League West this time. So it's either it's got to be the National League Central.
National League Central.
It's got to be the National League Central. Bats right, throws right, born in the U.S., not a shortstop, not a left fielder, not age 29. Could be younger, could be older.
Paul Goldschmidt.
Goldie? Oh my gosh. Okay, it's a Cardinal. Bats right, throws right, born in the U.S., not 34 years old, not a first baseman.
Arenado.
Arenado's 31.
Like 30.
That might work.
31, yeah. They
Arenado.
both announced their plan for the USA baseball team. So
it's not Nolan Arenado. But everything's the same, just different age. I'm leaning towards a pitcher because we're running out of position players here. O'Neill's from Canada. Carlson's a switch hitter. So I'm thinking like Wainwright.
Is it bat right?
Yeah.
Okay.
It is Adam Wainwright.
Nice.
That's our first Cardinal on the pickle there, but
it was one that took us one of the longest times.
I know. I did one the other day and I didn't get it, and I don't remember who it was. I think I told you about Aaron Hicks. I didn't get Aaron Hicks that one time.
Speaking of Aaron Hicks, Jeez, he is the king of the softest contact ever to get a hit.
Well, he was 0 for his last 30 before a couple hits there. He was really struggling.
Like, I know they're hits, but I don't think that really helps your confidence.
No, definitely not. Definitely not. I think the one yesterday I saw, or I think it was today, 59 miles per hour off the bat or something like that. I will say before we get on to baseball here, in this Cardinals Yankees series, if you guys are not following us on Twitter yet, Zach's going off on there with some fire tweets. So
I'm trying my best.
Go follow on there.
I re-look at my tweets after I make them, and the majority of the time I misspell a word in it. And I'm like, you gotta be kidding me.
No, I like them though. They're good. Very good. We can get it started though. Cardinals versus the Yankees. Like I said, it's probably been the best of series for the Cardinals all year, playing wise. But even if we were losing these games, it's been extremely exciting baseball.
Yes, very close games.
You've been able to watch most of it, haven't you?
Yeah, I got the MLB TV now. I can watch everything.
Right on.
I guess unless they play the Marlins, then I can't.
That's true. What about Tampa Bay?
I don't know. I haven't tried watching Tampa Bay.
We don't have to play them anyway, so I think we're good.
I'll just watch Tampa Bay for fun.
Game 1, Paul DeYoung was the headline of that one on Friday night. He had a go-ahead 2 RBI double in the 8th inning, and then Helsley closed the door. I'm trying to remember who started that night even. It wasn't Mike
Hudson.
No. Hudson.
Yeah,
and that's when
Palante went beast mode, pitched 4 scoreless innings.
He's really, he's going to be a starter for us down the line. I really believe that. And but yeah, he was really good helping the bullpen out. And I heard news today that Jack Flaherty could be back very soon, and that might mean
he's throwing a bullpen today, and then he could have a rehab.
That might mean Hudson
do the full rehab this time, Jack.
Seriously. And speaking of rehab, Juan Yepez is going on rehab assignment too. So that's just more depth, which is great.
Who are you sending down?
I'm watching Donovan at the plate right now, and he's not getting a lot of playing time, but I like him up here.
Yeah, because he always works the count, and he can play anywhere.
Yeah. I'm thinking like Corey Dickerson. I don't know if you can even send him down. I don't know if he has any options.
Yeah, probably doesn't even have any options.
I'm drawing a blank. You can't send Newtbar down. He's your starting.
No, he's been playing amazing.
O'Neal's been probably the worst playing out of the bunch, but you're not moving him. So I don't know. I don't know what you do there. Do you see them possibly releasing Dickerson at all? He's been hitting better though.
I don't know. He's been playing better. He's been a career 280 hitter, so he has experience. He's a solid defender. I don't know.
I know, and like I said though, he's been kind of turning his season around. He's still only batting like 220 altogether.
Yeah,
but he was so awful for the first few months of the season.
Like Gorman's gonna stay up. He's hitting for power. He doesn't hit for average. He strikes out a lot, but he's been hitting for power.
That is a name that I don't think they'll send him down either because of the power that he's shown. But he's a guy that he's either all or nothing right now. He's either leveling it up and hitting gaps or corners, and it's like not many singles that he's hitting. It's a lot of doubles, a lot of homers.
His swing is so nice though.
It's very nice.
He just does not make a lot of contact.
Yeah. Once he figures that out, he's gonna be good. Game 2 was a 1-0 win. In my opinion, I know some people think low scoring games are boring.
I love low scoring games.
I love it, man. It was so entertaining. The bullpen was fantastic. Jordan Montgomery made his Cardinal debut, 5 scoreless innings. Hicks, Cabrera, Gallegos, 4 hitless innings out of the bullpen. On Instagram, I've been posting like player of the day or player of the game, whatever it may be. And the bullpen was what I put on there because they were just electric. Gallegos, who seems shaky, he even was a little shaky to start the inning. I don't know. It was maybe the mound visit by Yachty that he figured it out because he looked nasty those last couple hitters.
Yeah. I think I tweeted out, I don't know if I texted you guys, but I said, I think the combination of Hicks, Cabrera, Gallegos, and Helsley, like, I think that stacks up with any other bullpen back end.
Yeah. I'm watching
throwing Palante, the top 5 best.
I was going to say, I'm watching Packy right now, and Packy's been ridiculously good too.
Yes.
Somehow McFarland is still out there, and we have not.
Yeah, I was watching the game, and I heard him say McFarland's warming up, and I'm like, God, no, do not put him in against the Yankees.
I know
we will lose.
Yeah, and I mean, I feel like they don't announce it like enough. Like Zach Thompson's been up and down. He's down right now in the minors. I
Yeah.
thought he was still up here.
Take him, bring him up.
Yeah,
He's been pitching so good.
you're gonna have to make something go though, because like you're gonna have to release McFarland, especially if Flaherty comes back and Hudson goes to the bullpen. I mean, Matz is probably done for the year.
Yeah.
I keep seeing that, but yeah, I don't know. I don't know. Is like,
And I know when September call-ups come up, you got to call up Thompson for sure.
that's true. And I bet Burleson makes his debut.
Yeah, I could see him coming up. Yeah,
because dude's just getting so unlucky in AAA. He's batting like 330 with 70 RBIs and 20 homers, and they call up Corey Spangenberg in Toronto for
I
that
know.
series.
Like, come on.
Unless he is there a chance maybe he didn't have the vaccine and maybe he couldn't make it anyway?
I don't know.
I could have sworn Moises Gomez. Didn't we talk about that? He was supposed
I
to
thought
make the
they
trip.
said they were going to call him up.
Yeah, and then he didn't show. I don't know what that was all about either. Because
Maybe they just decided not to. They're like, let's just get some crappy names out there.
I've had, out of all the guys, Corey Spangenberg and Connor Capel are the two that you bring up. I don't know. I guess it didn't. I was all upset about the whole series anyway. We ended up getting 1 out of 2 anyway, so it really didn't hurt us at all. And then game 3 of the series versus the Yankees is in the top of the 8th inning right now. The Cardinals are up 9-8. It's been the longest game in MLB history. It's been ridiculously long.
It's a classic, like before they did the DH in National League, like classic American League game where they're always so long.
I was thinking, like, why is it that it's like that? Because Wainwright usually moves pretty quickly, and I don't know how Frankie Montas usually works, but it's obviously a high-scoring game, 9-8. But the umpire has been one of the worst performances I've seen from an umpire.
It's been inconsistent on both sides.
It has.
I know Yankee fans are going to be like, I know the like many Yankee fans that listen to this podcast are probably like, oh my God, that he's in favor of the Cardinals. Well, look at the Wainwright where it's like at Judge's waist, and it was.
Yeah. I mean, I counted 5 strikes on one at bat. I don't remember which one it was. That one, I think it was the first pitch to Judge, top of the zone, curveball.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know how you missed that. I really don't. But like I said, we're up 9-8 right now. Hopefully,
maybe
we can close
it's
it out.
heat stroke or something.
That's what I was thinking.
I think he's going for the classic little league umpire where you make the strike zone really big because you want the guys to swing and you want to get out of there fast. Because if you keep it small, then there's going to be 50 walks, even though there still has been a lot of walks in this game.
I know. Yeah, and we're down a couple arms right now. Helsley probably off limits. He didn't pitch yesterday, but he pitched the 2 before that.
It's about to be a 4-hour game.
Is it? Oh my God.
Yeah, it's 6:05.
Yeah, we're probably going to push 4.5 hours altogether, which is pretty incredible. But we have tomorrow off, and then if we win today, Helsley's actually warming up, so hopefully he can pitch tonight. But if we win today, it'll be 7 straight wins, and we'll probably keep you updated throughout this episode because it'll probably be close to finishing up.
Yes. Maybe not.
It's true.
The Yankees haven't got the bases loaded in the top of the 8th yet, so we have to wait for that to happen.
And then we go to Colorado for Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and I didn't see who we play after that. Speaking of Colorado, I'm going on a trip in a couple weeks. Going to see the stadium for the first time with Hannah. We're going to go see the Rangers play in that afternoon. So I've heard good things about the stadium.
Yeah, it's very nice.
Excited to check that out.
It's very big. I remember getting some fancy pretzels there one time. When I went there.
Right on. How, do you have any takeaways from this series, though?
I think we are kind of putting it all together. I think we're seeing what we thought we were going to see the whole year. And I just feel like with getting Quintana and Montgomery, it just, I don't know, it just gives us life. And Yachty's back.
Yeah.
It just feels like everyone's back and playing good. And we just have some stability in the starting rotation, which is nice. So like every time we play a game, we know we have a chance to win with our starters. Maybe Hudson's like the only oddball because he has not been playing great this year. But I just think our offense is clicking. We're looking good. Our bullpen's good. Like I think we can make a run. Like I think the division's locked up.
Out of nowhere, we have pitching depth. Out of nowhere, we have 6 capable starters. If Flaherty's there, 7. Our bullpen, like you mentioned, is starting to get some depth, especially in the back end. Our worry, all 3 of us have been getting to those big 3, Cabrera, Gallegos, and now we have that. And I've been saying that I don't know so much to you guys, but Palante, I love him as a starter, but in the bullpen, he was really successful, and he just helps that gap that we need. And he's
Like
really
he can
helped
pitch
so
when we're
far.
down by a little bit, up by a
Yeah.
little bit, like the fifth or sixth, and you have Hicks who can go multi. Like Palante, Hicks, and Cabrera can all go multi innings too.
Yeah, I mean, shoot,
nice.
Chris Stratton went like 40 pitches today.
Yeah,
he was decent.
He gave up a couple runs, but
Yeah.
he did come in with the bases loaded.
Yeah,
I think.
Yeah, he did. Yeah, Wayno was not real on today, but it's a billion degrees outside in here in St. Louis. So, a couple takeaways from around the league. The Brewers are still struggling. They're playing the Reds right now. As last I saw, they were down 2-1 in like the 8th inning. Which, if we win today and they lose, we'd be 2 games above them. Which is, it's looking like in the trend it's going. It's looking like we might blow them out of the water.
Yes.
Which is
they just trading Hader away, than not bringing back any like bat or anything. Just kind of it depletes morale, I would say.
Yeah, it's more of like we mentioned last time. It's more of a mental thing than even play, because they have the guys. I mean, Devin Williams can be a closer.
Yeah,
just fine. The Phillies have won 5 straight games, and they're a team for me that you need to watch out for. Not you personally, Zach. All of us need to watch out for. They have the starting pitching, especially at the top part. Nola, Wheeler. I'm trying to think who else they got over there. Zach Eflin's, I think, in there somewhere.
Don't they have like a Marquez guy or something?
Oh, yeah. They do have I forgot his name. It's a Hispanic guy though. But in these 5 games, they've played the Nationals for a couple of them, but the power has been unbelievable. Schwarber's up to almost 30. I think it's like 34 homers.
Yeah, but Judge is still 9 above him, which is ridiculous.
It's unbelievable.
Judge is close to 100 RBIs. Heck, by the end of this game, he could be at 100 RBIs.
He could finish the year with 60 homers and 130 RBIs.
I think when they did the on pace like yesterday, he was projected for 66 homers and 141 RBIs, which is crazy.
That's insane.
It's awesome just seeing. He's so big.
It's numbers that we've never seen in your and I, like me and you in our lifetime. Like
Albert,
Barry, maybe too.
Albert.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, even
there were some crazy numbers. If you look at stats in the early 2000s, like A-Rod put up some nuts.
Yeah.
Numbers being on the roids.
Yeah. Well, I mean, did Albert ever hit? What was his most homers? Do you know off the top of your head, roughly?
Let me look on my phone, because if I open up another tab, my computer's going to crash.
Okay. I mean, he's definitely hit 40.
He's hit like 4. I'm guessing 45.
You don't think I don't think he reached 50.
He never reached 50.
Yeah. But I mean, there were years he had 130 plus RBIs.
Yeah, let's look.
I remember the one time you and I talked about Manny Ramirez on that trip we took.
Yeah.
163 RBIs season.
Yeah, it was ridiculous. It was like 5th in MVP voting.
Yeah, unbelievable. You and I are sitting there on a vacation looking at Baseball Reference.
It made the drive go by fast.
Yeah, very true.
I'm telling you, Baseball Reference, you can just go down a wormhole, a rabbit hole, and just keep going forever. You're like, this guy, I forgot about him.
Yeah.
The most home runs he had was 47 in 2009. And that's also when he had the his most home runs is 49, not 47.
Okay.
Geez,
MVP,
so he had,
is that his MVP season?
Oh my God. No, he was second to Ryan Howard.
Oh,
who had 58 homers and 149 RBIs.
Yeah, Ryan put up some of those numbers. I forgot about Ryan.
Just listen. I know we're kind of going down a rabbit hole right now, but this is one of my favorite things, is just look at Albert Pujols' stats every once in a while, and they are just ridiculous. So like his first 10 years, like mind-boggling. So he, in 2003, he had 43 homers, 124 RBIs. The next year, 46 homers, 123 RBIs. The next year, 41 homers, 117 RBIs. The next year, 49 homers, 137 RBIs. So he had 4 years in a row where he hit over 40 homers. Then he just takes a little break, hits like over 30 and gets over 100 RBIs. Then in 47 homers, 135 RBIs, 42 homers, 118 RBIs. Just nothing's better than when watching Albert Pujols as a kid in his prime and having him in the hit game that my family plays and just raking in the dollars. I still have a vivid memory of going on Easter and he hit 3 home runs. And I remember going to my grandma's house after that game, and I just had dollar bills just stuffed in my pockets. I was
Oh, yeah.
pumped.
Yeah, I think we've agreed he's the best hitter in our lifetime that we've seen.
Oh, yeah.
And first ballot Hall of Famer. You and I will be there. And your
Unanimous.
family at the
Yeah, we
All-Star.
put our hands in and said we will whatever I don't know what we said.
Yeah, at the Hall of Fame induction. We'll be there for sure. I had one other team. All right, I didn't finish with the Phillies. Really with the power. I mentioned Schwarber. Reese Hoskins is starting to get it going for them. He's like a key. And I didn't realize sneakily Alec Boehm is batting like 305. He's had a really good year for them. And then the Mets and the Braves, who are kind of fighting for that division over there. The Mets and the Braves had a 5-game series that they started on Friday. It's a 5-game series because I think they have 2 doubleheaders.
Oh, really?
To get done there, or maybe it's a 4-game series and it's a 1 doubleheader in there. That probably is the case. I haven't kept up a whole lot. I know. Scherzer pitched 7 scoreless last night.
His ERA is under 2.
We have to win the division. I know we feel confident with it, but we have to because the idea of possibly facing in a 3-game series DeGrom, Scherzer, and then Taijuan Walker, who's been
5-game?
really good. Isn't it a 3-game for the wild card?
I thought it was 5 games.
Is it 5?
I have no idea.
That's
Honestly,
better.
I don't know. I don't know.
Either way, I don't want to face DeGrom and Scherzer to start off a series. But anything else from you baseball wise?
Nolan Arenado's heating up, and I think his average it was at 300 at one point, maybe at like 299 now.
Mm-hmm.
But I think I tweeted out Goldie and Arenado. Goldie's going to win the MVP. I'm staking my reputation on it.
Yeah, you could put that.
Arenado could be top 5. Or
he's definitely going that direction.
I don't know what's just happening. I don't know if like the umpire is actually got hit or does have a heat stroke because he's not looking too hot right now.
I think I'm a little behind you. I haven't seen it yet.
Yeah, you can actually tell me what happens.
It's a 1-0 count right now when I see it.
Did he get hit?
He got drilled in the mask. Yachty's trying to hold him up.
Okay, I thought he like passed out or something. I don't know.
Yeah, he just got drilled.
Well, that's why you wear the mask.
Definitely. But back on Arenado, like you were talking about.
Yeah, he's having one of his best offensive seasons that is getting overlooked by Goldie's amazing season, which is kind of nice for me. He has the pressure off and just play. And he's going to win another Gold Glove, which ridiculous. I honestly think Arenado, Hall of Famer, him and Goldie.
The fact that he will be this is his 10th season, he's going to have his 10th Gold Glove.
Is it 10th or 9th?
This year will be his 10th.
Wow.
Yeah, it's unbelievable.
Every single year since he came in the league.
He made a ridiculous play last night. I'm sure I think you tweeted about it. It's just he's one of a kind, and Colorado is definitely feeling it. Gomber and Montero for whatever else was thrown in there. But do you guys do you want to get us started with your top 5 wide receiver rankings? We have a little bit of football, no hockey and basketball talk about, but get us started.
Yeah, I will. So my number 5, I guess we can just switch back and forth. You did 3.
I did 3. Yeah,
I'll do 5 and 4. Then we can do 3.
Yeah.
So my number 5, honestly, never really heard of this guy until I did some research, but he was a freshman last year for Texas, and he had a very good year. Xavier Worthy. So he's going to be going into his sophomore year this year. And last year as a freshman in 12 games, he had 62 receptions and 981 yards receiving and 12 touchdowns, which is very good. He is actually not as big as I thought he'd be. He's 6'1", 160, so he seems like a small, fast guy, I'm assuming. I could be butchering this. I have no idea, but that's pretty dang good for a freshman. I think he'll have a big year this year, especially with Quinn Ewers as their quarterback. I think they're going to be very good offensively. So Xavier Worthy, number 5. My number 4 is a guy from North Carolina, Josh Downs. He was a sophomore last year, and he had a very, very, very good year. He in 13 games, he had 101 receiving yards. No, 101 receptions, 1,335 receiving yards and 8 touchdowns. Massive year for him as a sophomore, considering as a freshman, he only played 4 games, had 7 receptions, 119 yards. So yeah, he's going to have a great year this year. Only thing is, I don't know who North Carolina's quarterback is going to be this year. I just kept going. I just kept going.
Good,
I'm still rolling.
Good.
AJ
I was
went
about
out
to
there.
say.
I was just going on like a monologue. My number
Good.
4 is Josh Downs
Okay.
from North Carolina. I was just saying that he had like 100 receiving receptions last year. I made that mistake the last time when I was saying it. I said he had 101 receiving yards. I'm like,
Gotcha.
that's
not very good.
but he had 1,300 receiving yards as a sophomore, which is crazy considering as a freshman he only had played in 4 games and had 7 receptions for 119 yards. And I was saying he played good last year. He also had Sam Howell as his quarterback, and I have no idea who North Carolina's quarterback is, but it's not going to be nearly as good as Sam Howell. So we'll see how he'll be this year, but I'm sure he'll be great for North Carolina. And you can do your number 3.
Yeah, I got it. Xavier Worthy was my number 3. And again, I'm going to get definitely this year because you are, and we have a podcast, definitely more into college football than I have
I love
been.
college football. I am so excited. I just want to go to a game right now.
I will be definitely much more into it this year. So I had to do some research on these 3 guys that I picked. My number 3 was Xavier Worthy from Texas, 6'1", 6'2", 200-pound sophomore, like you mentioned. He was a second-ranked recruit for Texas in 2021. I don't know if you mentioned that. I popped off there, but he
number 2 out of the whole recruiting class, or number 2
for Texas.
Just for Texas. Okay.
Yeah, I think he was like 62nd overall. In that,
Not too shabby
recruiting class. So he is definitely a speedy guy from everything that I researched. But who's your number 3?
My number 3 is Kayshawn Boot.
Okay.
Boutte. Boutte. They don't give you the like pronunciations like they do for NFL, like pro sport people.
What website are you on?
I'm on Sports Reference, college football.
Okay. Perfect.
So he last year's a sophomore. He only played 6 games. He got hurt, but in those 6 games, he had 38 receptions, 509 receiving yards, and 9 touchdowns. So pretty good for a 6-game sample size. As a freshman, he played in 10 games, had 45 receptions, 735 yards, and I believe that was maybe when Joe Burrow was
The year after
2020. What year is it? 2020. Yeah, I don't know. But I'm a little confused. But that seems like when Joe Burrow was playing was in 2020. I think so.
Yeah.
So that was pretty good for him. But I think he'll have a good year this year. He's 6 foot, 190 pounds. A lot of rankings I was looking at had him at even number 2. So I think he's gonna have a good season. I don't know who LSU's quarterback is either. So
I saw him a lot on the list that I was looking at, and I should have probably put him at my number 3. My number 2, and at the beginning you said there's like a clear top 2. I think our number 1 is the same for sure. But my number 2, I don't know about this guy. I looked him up and I saw a bunch of good things. Jordan Addison from Pittsburgh.
Mm-hmm.
And he last year, or I should say, he's a 6 foot 175 receiver. So he's definitely just an explosive speed guy, beat you down the field. Definitely not a physical guy. He got 10 targets a game last year. I think as a sophomore, maybe a junior.
Yeah, sophomore.
So I think he's going to be really good for them. And like I mentioned off air, I don't know like anything about Pittsburgh, even though that they're not very. They haven't been good in any like major athletic.
They were good last year. Kenny Pickett, they won the ACC.
Kenny Pickett was there. That's right. I did know that. So maybe that's why he got the 10 targets a game with a good quarterback. Again, I don't know who their quarterback is. So
it's who is it? Keldon Slovis from USC transferred there.
Okay.
But Jordan Addison's transferring to USC where Caleb Williams is their quarterback. So
everything I've seen, he's extremely explosive, and I didn't put down his 40 time, but it's extremely
All right, this
fast.
is funny how you're saying you have heard all these good things about him. It's probably because if you're known for college football, he won the I can't pronounce words. Blitnikoff Award, which is the best receiver in college football. He won that last year.
Okay. That would be why. Okay.
Yeah, and obviously he was like a key to Pittsburgh. He had 100 receptions in 14 games, which is ridiculous.
Yeah.
1,500 receiving yards and 17 touchdowns. So
That's
well
insane.
deserved for him in a great year. And I'm sure he'll be a huge part of that USC's offense. And Caleb Williams is probably very happy that he transferred to USC.
Yeah.
And I wonder how much money he got for transferring there.
Who's your number 2?
That was my number 2.
Oh, Addison was?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know that. Okay.
Yeah.
Whenever I said Addison, you didn't like light up like we agreed. So I didn't put it together. Okay. And then my number 1, as well as yours, I'm sure, Jackson Smith in Jigba from Ohio State. You mentioned, I think last episode, his Rose Bowl performance where he had like 336 yards and 3 touchdowns.
Yeah, let me read it off real quick.
Just insane.
Also, oh God, come on, computer, don't fail me now. He had.
I'm usually the one with the computer issues.
I know. 15 catches. Wait, no. He had single game records with 15 catches at Nebraska and 347 yards receiving in the Rose Bowl, which is also a college football all-time mark and a bowl game. And his 123. What?
Is he a big guy?
6 foot, 197.
Oh,
so as tall as me. Literally,
wow.
literally me. I weigh like 195. So
okay.
But he averaged 123.5 yards per game, number 1 in the Power 5 and number 2 in the FBS. He posted over 100 receiving in 7 games, and people don't realize that he did this. He had 95 receptions, 1,600 yards, and 9 touchdowns. He did this on a team with Chris Olave and Garrett Wilson, who were first-round draft picks, and he outperformed them. So he is the real deal, and that he was a sophomore last year, and so he's going to go off this year with CJ Stroud. He's going to win the Blitnikoff Award this year. I would bet my money on that.
So like I've mentioned several times, I didn't watch a whole lot of college football last year. Some of those free bets I was doing, just like keep up with those. But now, like looking back on the NFL draft, because I'm back after the Rams left. I took a break from the NFL, and
there was a ton of receivers that went in the draft. Now that I'm thinking about it too.
Yeah, and Arenado just smoked a double. Into
I saw that.
But looking at Njigba being the number 1 guy for them, and then Garrett Wilson and who's the other
Chris
one? Olave go first round to the Saints for Olave, and where did Garrett go?
Was it the Jets?
I think it was. That sounds right. So I mean that's 3. And Jigba is going to be. Is he a junior next year or this year?
So he'll be go in the draft after next year.
After next year, yeah. So I mean he's going to be a first round pick. I'm got to be right.
Yeah.
So I mean that's an insane.
Houston Texans number 1 pick next year.
There you go. Yeah, Njigba's an insane talent. I thought he was a bigger guy though, 6 foot 197. But yeah, definitely universal number 1. Every list that I saw had him number 1 as well.
Oh yeah, if they didn't, they're stupid.
And his brother plays for the Pittsburgh Pirates. I don't know if you knew that.
No, I did not.
He made his debut this year. Yeah, I think he's back in AAA now, but yeah, he made his debut.
I will say one guy who, this is obviously just me being biased for Clemson, but there's one guy on Clemson, Joseph Nagata, where if he would have stayed healthy all year last year, and if DJ would be able to throw the ball better, I think he is a top receiver. He's a big guy who just like rises up and makes some great catches. And I think he's poised for a good year this year if our quarterback plays better.
I need to find a team this year. I'm not really hopping with the Mizzou. I did follow Washington State, the Huskies last year a little bit.
You mean Washington? The Huskers? Or the Washington State Cougars? Or
not Washington State is in the Washington D State, not Washington State, the school.
Washington University?
Washington University, yeah. Yeah, not Washington State. Ugh. Yeah, they're not good at anything. Besides Klay Thompson. Klay Thompson came from there. That's the only reason I remember that.
Gardner Minshew.
He was Washington State?
I believe so.
I didn't know that. Okay. So we have the NFL here next to wrap it up today. Let's start with the Houston Texans, get them out of the way. Nice, quick and easy. I made a TikTok actually recently where I like you recommended me to do, where you draft an NFL team, whoever team pops up, you pick a player.
Mhm.
I got Justin Fields on one of them to end it.
Yeah, and
for
you
the
do quarterback last. I don't think you mentioned
quarterback.
that.
Yeah, quarterback last. And I got Justin Fields to do it, and then I got Davis Mills.
Yeah, Davis Mills.
Yeah, I was like, oh my gosh. You looking at that O'Neal single also?
Yeah, you got to hit.
Yeah. So the Houston Texans, I have them at 4-13, and that could be generous. What are you thinking?
I put him at most 3 wins.
Yeah, I'm not against that whatsoever.
Not like at least. Like that is their
Mhm.
ceiling.
So their defense is awful. They were ranked 27th in football last year. But my question for you and everybody else in the football community, where in the bleep is that offense going to come from? Because they have Brandon Cooks at receiver, and I'm looking at that roster, and I don't see anybody else that can be productive.
Marlon Mack, he had 1,000 yards rushing with the Colts. He came from the Colts. Chris Conley is very athletic.
He came from the Jaguars, right?
Yes. He first started his career at the Chiefs, and then I think he went to the Jaguars.
Okay.
He played at Georgia.
Yeah,
and they drafted, I think they drafted him. John Mechie from Alabama.
Okay.
Even though I don't see him on the depth chart, I think he's hurt.
Yes.
He tore his ACL, but he's a good receiver.
Yeah, explosive. But
Yeah,
I agree with you.
They're not going to be good.
4-13 is really my max, and you can continue with whatever you have to say. But I just want to say my final analysis is that 4-13 may be generous. I might agree with you. Like a 2-15 season might be coming in Houston.
I put they could most likely get the first pick in the draft next year easily.
I'm leaning that way because we were optimistic about the Lions and their possibilities. Like they can be competitive.
Speaking of the Lions, there are Hard Knocks this year, and that starts Tuesday. And I'm excited because Dan Campbell is going to be awesome.
Oh, he's must see TV. But the New York Jets also, we were optimistic about them to an extent. I have no optimism with the Texans, and I don't even think Davis Mills is that bad.
No, he looked pretty good actually.
Yeah, I see a lot of rankings, and we're going to get into our QB rankings here in a second. But a lot of people had him 30th through 32nd in rankings, and maybe because there's a lot of good quarterbacks. But I mean, I would take him over what my team Seattle has right now, and I would take him.
Really?
I would. I think I would, and I think I would take him over Jared Goff. I think potential.
That one.
Potential. But I don't know how old. How old is Mills? Roughly.
Probably pretty young. He was a rookie last year.
Yeah. Was he a rookie last year?
Yeah.
I thought he was a backup somewhere. But would you take him over Justin Fields?
No.
You wouldn't?
No.
I think that's close. And even
I still think Justin Fields was the second best quarterback in that draft, and I'm staying by that. I would have. I think he's going to be good. Oh baby, Big Mac land from Paulie D.
Really? I'm behind. Dang it. Sweet. 12-8.
Paul DeYoung is back.
Yeah, he's getting hot. I have to see it here. Talk about the Texans while I'm watching this thing.
They did in their first pick. They got Derek Stingley Jr., who, since he was a freshman at LSU, has been like they thought he was gonna be the number 1 pick in the draft, but he's been injured his last 2 years. So if he's healthy, he's gonna be elite for them. But he hasn't stayed healthy, and I think last year when he did play, he didn't look as good as he did before.
Yeah,
so that's kind of worrisome. But
he was also a shock in the draft. I think for both of us, because I think we had one of the Thibodeau. I think we had Thibodeau going around that range.
Maybe. Yeah, I don't remember.
I'll have to look at what we had, but yeah.
They also got a guard, Kenyon Green from Texas A&M. So that's offensive lineman is always a good pick. I still think offensive line and defensive line are the most important positions in football, probably besides quarterback. But like if you control the line of scrimmage, you're going to win the football game. They had a lot of picks this year. They had got a safety from Baylor, John Mechie, as you said, a linebacker from Alabama, which I don't care if you drafted a linebacker from Alabama in the 7th round, they're probably good.
Yeah, decent.
It wasn't in the 3rd round, so he's probably solid. Running back from Florida, tight end from Oregon State, which has a kind of a weird name. So that was cool. But I really want Davis Mills to be good though. I don't know. He just seems like a normal good guy. So
yeah. They've been bad for a while now. I mean, even with Watson, it seemed like they couldn't get over that hump of either beating the Chiefs in the playoffs. That wasn't that crazy comeback that Kansas City had that one time.
I don't want to talk about it.
Definitely. I think that I'm being really generous. I should just change the 4-13 because if they're going to be the worst team in football, which I believe they will be, 4-13 is probably not it. I'm going to go 3-14 for sure.
I think Bill O'Brien literally ruined that franchise.
Yes.
So stupid.
And who's their coach now? Is it still man.
I thought they fired that guy who they had last year, the Cully guy.
Yeah. I think they fired Cully. Yeah, I don't know who they got.
Let me look it up.
Houston
Texans.
But while you're looking that up, we're doing a fantasy football league.
Lovie Smith.
Oh, Lovey's there now?
Yeah.
Okay. But we're doing a fantasy football league, and we have 6 guys in it now. We need 4 more to have 10 at least, but if more the merrier, I guess, right?
Join and see who's going to be second place because I'm going to win.
Well, I was thinking fantasy because Brandon Cooks is probably going to put up some crazy numbers. I would imagine.
Yeah.
Being the main target there. But
I think I may have won my fantasy football league last year with my roommates, which I think I did actually.
Did you? I should mention $10 entry is what we're doing. So the winner gets up to
$90.
I
didn't realize I was the commissioner of this league, so I can reactivate it if I want to.
Right. Are you on the main ESPN app, like the one we use for basketball?
That's what I use. Yeah. There's so many.
That's what you guys use for your football one?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I use that one for everything, and it seems it works well.
There's a lot of different ones. There's even fantasy footballs where it's you can do a keepers league where you get to you keep certain players each year, which is kind of cool. But it'll be PPR league. So
yes, that's true. I'm very excited for this last segment we have today. Top 10 quarterbacks in football. I'm gonna just rattle off my top 2 honorable mention that I had left.
Oh, I thought you were like, I want to rattle off my top 2 quarterbacks real quick.
No.
Then we can just run down the
I realized it as I was saying it. My number 12 would be Derek Carr from the Las Vegas Raiders now. I think he's right on the edge of being top 10, and I almost put him 10th actually before I read off some of these other names here. And my number 11, you're not going to like it. I'm sorry. Dak's number 11 for me. But definitely he's in like, I'm looking at the 10.
AJ, the message I sent you on whatever day that was. Yes, that's what I would send to you right now.
after we gamed, are you talking about that?
Yeah.
Okay. But he's in that range for me. I'm looking at my top 7 through 10, and he could be in that range. If he has a tremendous year again, he could climb all the way up to 7 for me. I think that top 6 are in a class of their own. But you want to get us started with your 10 or on any honorable mentions?
What was your 11th? You just said your 12th.
12th was Derek Carr. 11 was.
Oh yeah. My honorable mentions would be Derek Carr 11th. Derek Carr had a really good year last year, and then good. Kyler Murray 12th.
Hey, and Carr's getting Devontae Adams over there.
Yes, he has the second best receiver in the league, Hunter Renfrow.
There you go.
He literally has the highest catch percentage, so you can't knock Renfrow.
No, he's a stud. Who was the other name you mentioned real quick there? Quarterback wise,
Kyler Murray.
You mentioned Kyler as honorable.
Yeah, I don't. Yeah, I don't know. He just doesn't perform in the big games. I don't think.
Yep, I completely agree. You want to get started, or you want me rattle them off?
I can do my 10th. My 10th one is someone who I think people would have him higher maybe, but I just, after looking at his stats, he has not performed as well as he had these last 2 years, and that is Lamar Jackson.
Ooh, Okay.
So he played 12 games last year, and then he was injured for the last quick math 5. Yeah.
Yeah.
And he really was not struggled. He threw for 16 touchdowns and had 13 interceptions. Obviously passing has been his kind of weakness, I would say, even though when he won the MVP as a 22-year-old, he threw for 36 touchdowns and only 6 interceptions, which was amazing. But the last 2 years have not been the greatest. Like the year before, he threw for 26 touchdowns, which is good, 9 interceptions. But last year was honestly probably his worst year so far, I would say. Yes, he's like the elite runner, which is um like one of my favorite. Like I still think he's like one of the most athletic people I've ever seen in my entire life. The way
Definitely.
he like cuts. He was doing he had 767 yards rushing in 12 games last year. The last 2 years he had over 1,000, which is ridiculous, and led the leagues in yards per attempt, which is nuts. But I just think, like, I love Lamar Jackson, and I think he doesn't get as much credit. He doesn't get credit for how good of a quarterback he is, but just like, would you, like, in a game-winning drive, would you want Lamar Jackson as your quarterback over some of these other guys? And I think that's no. I think he can get there. I know he's been working on passing, but he's just not there yet. And he also doesn't have any receivers, so maybe if you got some receivers, that would also help. But
yeah, that wide receiver core over there is pretty awful.
yeah, but I think Lamar Jackson's good, very good. But I just don't think he's.
Yeah.
I think he's deserves number 10.
So my number 10 is also a dual quarterback, and you mentioned him already. Kyler Murray is in the 10th spot for me. And it's really because of what you mentioned of postseason play. And we saw
Take Derek Carr over Kyler Murray.
I'm leaning that way now as I'm like talking myself into it. I think Kyler's upside is just so electric. What are you grunting for?
You'll see.
Oh, did somebody LeMay you hit a bomb or something?
Yep.
9 or 12-9 now.
Yeah.
But no, Kyler Murray, it's really
got it in save situation so he can get the save. It was all part of the plan for Helsley.
I'm
continue,
watching it now. No, Kyler Murray, it's just postseason play for me. He's just, if he performs at that level, I think he's one of the most fun players to watch in football.
Yeah,
his legs move. He's so like short.
He's like a joystick.
He is.
Yeah.
He's like an ideal Madden player.
Yeah, he is very fun to play on Madden. I do have a funny thing.
Bro, I hate when you play with him on Madden. I literally can't catch you like oh my gosh.
A funny thing about Kyler Murray. Well, first off, we talked about his contract extension, but we never talked about how they had the clause in there where he had to have 4 hours per week. So 40 minutes per day of independent study, which they then took it out of the contract because everyone was making a fuss about it.
Yeah.
But people did research and found out that whenever the new Call of Duty drops in like November, that Kyler Murray performs worse after it releases.
Wow.
Which is very funny. Which they always start out good and then they don't do as good at the end of the year.
Call of Duty is the reason why.
Yeah, it's his downfall. It's his kryptonite.
Yeah, who's your number 9?
I put Dak.
Okay.
Like I would take Dak over Lamar Jackson. Like, yes, Lamar Jackson's way more athletic and has a lot more upside, but I just think Dak is just very dependable. He honestly had one of his best passing years last year in like touchdowns. He had 37 touchdowns, 10 interceptions, like 4,400 yards passing, which is crazy good. It's just, I don't know. He just has games where he plays really good, then games where he's just very lackluster.
Yeah.
And I don't know, like watching him for however many years now. Oh my God, he's been with us for a while. He's always very solid. He just sometimes doesn't perform as well in the big games, kind of like Lamar. But I still think he just has that chip on his shoulder, being a 4th-round draft pick, and just intensity about him where I just hope they just win more.
I think he could be. I mentioned I think I talked about it with him being in that 7 to 12 range. I think everybody in my 7 to 12 can be switched around. I think if he has a tremendous year, he could be number 7.
And I think he's an ultimate competitor too, because the Cardinals won. Sweet.
Yeah, we just wrapped it up.
I just think he's an ultimate competitor because sometimes he will run out of the pocket and just go back to college days at Mississippi State where he would just run the ball and run over people and get the first down, which he has done a couple times in big spots, which I always appreciate. But hopefully he can have another good year and
stay healthy,
win a playoff game, please.
Yeah. My number 9 was Joe Burrow. And I'm not a Joe fan, so I tried not to have that be him. I tried not to have that be in my way of thinking when making this list. But this might sound crazy, and I might get some heat for this. I'm not sold on. I know he had on him. I know he had a tremendous LSU season, probably one of the best QB seasons in history. But I'm not sold, and it's really because of the injuries for me. He's had 2. He might miss the beginning of the season this year, and then he had one when Chase Young just destroyed him near the goal line 2 years ago, I guess.
Yeah.
And he was out the entire year. So and was that when he tore his ACL, or was that a different time?
Yeah.
Is that when?
I just realized that that LSU wide receiver did not play with Joe Burrow because Joe Burrow's first year was in 2020.
Okay, gotcha. Joe is in that 7 to 12 range where he could be 7. I think I've mentioned it a couple times already. The top 6 are in a league of their own. I really do believe that. But yeah, it's hard to not put him higher than 9 where I have him because he had a tremendous year last year and led them to the Super Bowl. Jamar Chase and all them boys were ridiculous, but he's my number 9.
You mean 8?
He was my number 9. Did I miss something?
I think you missed. I think I did. Yeah, Dak was my number 9. Wait, no, did I go first? Yeah,
I think you led us. Yeah,
I bet. So I literally just switched this just after hearing you talk about Joe Burrow. I bumped him down. Just because the guy who I had behind him, I was really looking at it and I'm like, I'd take him over.
Yeah.
Joe Burrow. So
Joe
Burrow's my number 8.
Because I think our top 6 are the same. They might be flip-flopped. I know that guy that you're talking about. I'm gonna say it after you.
Maybe
whenever I get to him.
I've never liked Joe Burrow, but you have to give credit where credit's due. He led the Bengals to a Super Bowl, which is crazy. And he did lead the league in completion percentage, which is very good. I think he could easily be top 5, top 6 quarterback. He's going to be in top 10, unfortunately, for the rest of his career, probably. Yeah. Until Trevor Lawrence goes beast mode and becomes the best quarterback of all time. But he had 34 touchdowns last year. He did throw 14 interceptions, which is on the higher side. But he's going to be – that Bengals offense is going to be very entertaining with T. Higgins, Clemson boy, Jamar Chase, and Tyler Boyd. And I have no idea who's
a good running back.
Joe Mixon does everything.
Yeah.
They just need to bolster that offensive line so that he doesn't die, which I believe he got sacked the most last year. And if he didn't, I would be very surprised.
I think he was that up there the year before. He was injured the whole year before, wasn't he?
Yeah, I think he was sacked the most last year. I think I remember showing a graphic. He was always running for his life.
Yep.
But he's also one of those guys. He's a competitor and plays really hard, which can benefit a player, but also be a con against him because he tries to make a really big play and then gets hurt, diving for the goal line when Chase Young smoked him.
Yeah.
But I think he's gonna have a great career, and he'll probably be higher on this list next year, depending if he plays just like he did last year.
Exactly. My number 8 was Lamar Jackson. And I think besides Josh Allen, he's the best dual quarterback in football. Dual as in I know.
You think Josh Allen dual good at passing and running?
Yeah.
Okay.
Because I know Herbert runs a little bit, but I mean consistently. Josh Allen runs a lot, and
Lamar's a better runner, but Josh Allen's such a better passer that it makes up.
Yeah, best duel. Yeah. But yeah, Lamar and Kyler Murray are a lot alike to me. And I think what put Lamar over the top, and you mentioned some good points about why he's not as high on yours, it's that MVP that he had. And I don't think he's that far off from that. Even though as he's getting older, I mean, how many years ago was that MVP?
Like
4?
2.
Oh, it was only 2 years ago.
So
Never mind
there, I guess it'd be 3 years. He's had 2 seasons since the MVP.
Is he only like 25?
Yeah. The same age as Joe Burrow.
Okay.
Which is
I mean,
crazy.
At some point down the line, he is going to have to, like, I wonder what his career is going to look like.
He's having a very similar career, like numbers, not really numbers, but like play to Michael Vick, where Michael Vick came on and played so good and then kind of declined a little bit. But
yeah, because he couldn't run anymore.
yeah, but
Yeah.
also Michael Vick was actually very good at throwing the ball.
He was. Yeah, he could fling it for sure. But yeah, Lamar was my number 8.
My number 7 is, let me make sure. Yeah, we're on 7. Is Russell Wilson.
Oh, really? Was he the guy that you were talking about?
Yeah.
Okay, that's not who I was thinking
It was just kind of looking at just because I didn't realize he played 14 games last year. I didn't thought he played less, but I was looking at it and I'm like, he threw 25 touchdowns last year, only 6 interceptions in 14 games. It's pretty good. And he's just been super solid his whole career. Year before that, he threw for 40 touchdowns. And he has a Super Bowl underneath his belt, which is also obviously a pro. And I just think he's ultimate competitor, great player, great person. And I'm excited to watch him.
Cringy.
Yeah.
Good person.
Let's ride. Broncos Nation, let's ride. But he's just so good, very like super consistent. If you look at his numbers, very similar every single year. You know what you're going to get from him. You're going to get a winner. I think every single year since he's had a winning season besides last year because he was hurt. So I think like quarterbacks, you want them to be the leader to lead your team to victory. And he's literally done that every single year besides the year he got hurt. And he did play every single game until he never got hurt or missed a game until last year. So he's a quarterback you want, and he's one of the best quarterbacks. He's going to go down as one of the better quarterbacks of all time.
Definitely.
I'm not going to say best. I'll say better.
Yeah. I'll give everything I have to say about him when I get there. My number 7 was Matthew
Stafford.
Stafford.
Number 1?
No. He's close. Not to number 1. Close to where we're at. Matthew Stafford.
Let me guess, 6.
Yes, he's my number 6. Matthew Stafford's my number 7, and that's who I thought you were talking about, flip-flopping. So
he's my number 6.
Yeah, I was going to say he better be your number 6. But for Stafford, he finally showed what he can do with a good team, and I expected him to thrive with the Rams, and he did. And there's not much more to say about him. He was very consistent and very good in all his years in Detroit. Finally got the opportunity in LA and ran with it, and obviously won a Super Bowl.
Yeah, my number 6, Matthew Stafford, the ultimate gunslinger. This guy has a rocket arm and just launches. He had 17 interceptions, just led the league, but he also had 41 touchdowns, which was very high up there. And he's just a fun guy to watch. Just a guy with a huge arm and just very accurate, just throws it. And it was really fun watching him and Cooper Kupp just dominate. And I had him above Russell Wilson just because recency bias, as he was the Super Bowl MVP. He won a Super Bowl, led his team to a Super Bowl. And he played one of his best years yet, I would say. Yeah, most are tied. Literally almost had exactly the same year as he did in 2011, where he had 41 touchdowns and 16 interceptions. This year he had 41 touchdowns, 17 interceptions.
Wow.
So I think he's going to have a really good year this year too, unfortunately, with the Rams. That was the hard thing, is I hate the Rams, but I like Matthew Stafford.
I know. I completely agree. I was even borderline. There was a stretch of time a year and a half ago, maybe 2 years ago. I even told you I'm trying to find another team with the Seahawks to follow. It's like I always have like another team. Just in case. I like sports, so I want to have another team to follow. So like Seattle
AJ
Mariners
has all 30 teams ranked in his head of which team. Rung the algorithm. Okay, so the Yankees and Red Sox are playing.
So like in baseball, Seattle Mariners, Toronto Blue Jays. But in football, I was thinking about Detroit because I love Matthew Stafford. And I was like, I can't get too far into the Detroit Lions because he's going to be gone, and he obviously left. But my number 6 was Russell Wilson, and I think he's going to have such a huge comeback season. And I have not mentioned it here on here before. Well, before I get to that, they have a better offensive line by far than the Seattle. It's going to help him so much. We just did not have a offensive line at all.
When they draft one this year, which was kind of funny, and when they could have done that for years before.
I know. Yeah, and I mean, you can't say he didn't have weapons. He had DK, who's a tremendous wide receiver, and Tyler Lockett, who was his guy. But it was just protection. But what I was going to say with Russell, and I drew a complete blank in my head. What was I going to say about Russell?
Let's ride.
Yeah. Yeah. If I remember correctly, we were 7-10 last year, and everybody thought we were a terrible team. You said he played 14 games. That it was really 13 because he played like the beginning of the first quarter, and I think that's when
he got hurt,
injured. So it's Gino really played 4 games. We go 0-4 in that stretch. You go 3-1 in that stretch, all of a sudden you're a 10-win team and nobody's talking about it. Maybe he comes back. It was really.
He also shouldn't have came back as early as he did.
He did push
because it was
that's true.
One of his crunchy moments. He was like, "You're supposed to be like 9 or however many weeks, like 8 weeks to take back." He's like, "I got back in 7." And then he played awful that first game. Then after, when it was like 8 weeks after he's like supposed to be like fully healed, he started playing really good.
I know. Yeah. So that's a good point. I was gonna say really it just came down to that 4-game stretch that made or broke our season. But yeah, he's my number 6, and I see a lot of people putting him above Justin Herbert, which I'm not totally against, I guess. But we're gonna get into our top 5 here, and the top 5 is in a league of their own, in my opinion.
So my number 5, Justin Herbert, just so excited. He's one of my favorite players. I love playing with the Chargers on Madden.
Yes.
And just he's so fun. He was my fantasy quarterback. Yes, he did me very well.
Yeah.
But he just has an absolute cannon. Like, I think they did surgery on him and just literally added a cannon to his arm. But they were 9-8 last year. Not exactly what you wanted, but he threw for 38 touchdowns and had 12 or 15 interceptions. So if he cuts down the interceptions, greases a touchdown, I think they're going to be, hopefully they get to the playoffs this year. I think this is the year. After a couple of years, he's learned the system. He's shown the last years can be crazy good. I think they bolster their defense. I think they're going to have a super good year in that stacked AFC West, which I can't wait till we get to talk about those teams.
Oh my gosh. Yeah.
But I think he's going to have a great year. I think he's going to win an MVP at some point during his career. I'll say it.
I'm not against
that. And just some of those throws he makes, he'll just roll out to the right and just launch it on the run like 60 yards, and it's right on a dot. It's ridiculous.
He was my number 5, and I think, I guess I'll say the league is in really good hands because we had the era of the Manning, the Brady, still here,
Rodgers,
the Roethlisberger. Like, we had those guys.
Joe Flacco.
Yes, sure. I was already agreeing, and then I had to like register it there. We have now the Mahomes, the Herbert, the Lamar Jackson, the Kyler Murray, the Joe Burrow. I mean,
Josh
Allen. There you go.
Trevor Lawrence.
We're really in good. Oh my gosh.
I really think he's going to break out this year.
He'll be fine. He'll be just fine. But
can't wait till we get the AFC South.
Yeah, seriously. But no, the league is in really good hands, and I think he is arguably the face of the league moving forward. I think he's that good. I can't have him higher because he hasn't done it yet.
Yeah.
All the things that we think he can do, MVPs, Super Bowls, all that. But yeah, he's definitely in my top 5.
So my number 4, I don't know where you have these top 4 guys. They're probably a little different than me, but my number 4 is Josh Allen. Ooh. And just a complete beast. These last 2 years, he's really turned it on. Like, oh my God, he's so fun to watch. He's kind of like Justin Herbert, where it's very, very, very fun to watch. Threw for 36 touchdowns. He had 15 interceptions, which you'd like to see him cut that down. But not only can he just sling it to Stephon Diggs and Gabriel Davis and all those good weapons he has, He also can run it, and he ran for 763 yards last year and scored 6 touchdowns, which is ultimate dual threat. He doesn't seem like a fast guy, but he's a lot quicker and faster than people think. And he's also played every single game, or he hasn't missed a game yet, which I hope he continues on that track because he does run it a lot. And so you get a little nervous with a guy running it a lot. He could take a big shot and be hurt, but he is, oh my God, just on another level with talent. His arm is so stronger than Herbert's, I'd say.
Yeah.
And I think this could be the year where he could dethrone the Chiefs and get to the Super Bowl. And they're looking very good.
He's my
Buffalo's
MVP pick.
Very, very good. Yeah, I without a doubt I could pick him as MVP.
Yeah.
Literally all these top 5 guys could be MVPs.
That's interesting to me that you put him number 4.
I have reasons.
Because there's a quarterback that you and I really don't like that is my number 4, and that's Patrick Mahomes.
Yeah,
I thought you would put him number 4.
You got to respect the MVP and Super Bowl championship.
Yeah, you do.
They got it done already.
That's very true. I did have Patrick number 4.
And he did
Patrick
beat
Mahomes.
Because Josh Allen can't pick the right side of a coin.
Yeah. And you know why I had Patrick number 4? And it's really based on what I think this year is going to be like. And like who do I want to lead my team?
I am very interested to see him. Like Patrick's is my number 3, but I'm very interested as you keep going. I think you're going to say what I'm about to say. I'm very interested to see how he plays without Tyreek Hill.
Exactly.
And Travis Kelce's getting a little older.
I was going to say it's a lesser roster. So I want to see how he does with a lesser roster because he's had electric guy. And don't get me wrong, like he's he does crazy things on the football field nobody else can do. But Tyreek Hill is like a once in a generation talent speed wise, and Travis Kelce, his footwork, his ability, he's slow. He's kind of slow. Like he just seems slow to me.
He just can find the open space, and like he just knows the defense. Like if it's a zone defense, he finds the little the soft spot, and just sits right there and catches it. Or
very smart. Yeah,
he's just huge too. You can't tackle him.
And I feel like I'm just being maybe a little, it's just not giving the respect to Patrick.
I'm all for it.
But I just think Josh Allen. I know he has Stephon Diggs, but if he had like Tyreek and like all those speedy guys, and I think Juju's going to be good for them. I know Juju gets some hate, mostly for his TikTok dances he does.
And they have Marquez Valdes-Scantling, who's just a blazer.
Yeah. So I had Patrick number 4.
He's number 3. Whoa,
okay.
Perfect.
Yeah.
I put him over Josh Allen just because Patrick has won a Super Bowl and has won MVP. And he did that at age 23, which is ridiculous. Last year was for Patrick Mahomes, it's a down year, but for anyone else, it's like an amazing year because he threw for 37 touchdowns. It's ridiculous, but he did have 13 interceptions, which is the most he's had in his career. His second most was 12 when he threw for 50 touchdowns and won the MVP. But the 2 years before that, he had under 10. But he's going to put up the same numbers this year. We all know he is. Unfortunately, they're going to be in the postseason and can win the Super Bowl. They're literally Super Bowl contenders just because
you think
he's
they're a
on
playoff
the team.
team.
Yeah.
The only thing that holds me back is that division is so good.
Yeah.
We'll get it. We'll get into
literally those teams could just beat up on each other so much. Well, I guess they only play each other 2 times, but
that's
yeah. Never mind. Yeah.
I was
thinking like baseball where like they're gonna beat up each other and they're all gonna be like 500. But they only play each other like 2 times.
No,
each team twice, so that's like 8 games. No, 6. In the division.
But we'll get into our predictions for like who we playoffs and whatever it is. But that's just interesting because I think everybody thinks, oh, the Chiefs Super Bowl contender. This year's tough, and they got worse with Tyreek going. So
I agree.
My number 3 is the GOAT, Tom Brady. And I mean, it's so I was making my list, and I even said to my dad, I was like, should I have him number 1? And I'm thinking we're talking, it's like you can't have you can't with these top 2 that I have, but he's the GOAT. They have a stacked roster again. He's 44 now, 43, 44,
45.
45. Yeah, it's unbelievable what he can do, and I would not put it past him at all to win another Super Bowl this year. It wouldn't surprise me in one bit.
Oh, not at all.
Is he my pick? No, but is he going to throw 35 plus touchdowns? Yeah, like he's that guy. But yeah, he's my number 3.
So my number 2 is the GOAT, Tom Brady. And so I did have him at, where did I have him at? I had him at 3 or 4 until I looked at the stats and I realized he led the league in touchdowns last year with 43. Only had 6 interceptions. No, wait, 12. He had 12 interceptions. Sorry, wrong number. 12 interceptions. That's good. He led the league in passing yards, led the league in completions and attempts, and he was second in MVP voting at 44. So
I'm
literally
losing
can
track
sling
of
it
time.
better than like anyone.
I'm losing track of time. Was him retiring and then coming back this offseason?
Yeah, this offseason.
Okay. So do you think this is it for him?
Maybe. Who knows?
I would think it is.
I'm leaning towards it, yes, but he literally was second in MVP voting last year.
That's
at
unbelievable.
44 years old.
Yeah. Yep. Nothing more to say about the GOAT. He's number 1 all time. Definitely top 3
And
still in the league.
obviously, oh my God, he's never had a losing season.
Yeah. He does think
I'm looking
he's not he was never physically talented.
No,
it was just
smart,
so smart, unbelievably
very
smart.
accurate.
Definitely. So my number 2 was Josh Allen. And I was having such a hard time not putting him number 1. I'm that high on Josh Allen.
Really?
Just talent and I think guys with like Stephon Diggs, like they have over there, and other guys. Who's their number 2? Cole Beasley isn't their number 2, is he?
No, he's gone. It's Gabriel Davis.
Where did Cole Beasley go?
He may be a free agent still. I'm not
Is
sure.
he?
Yeah.
But no, Josh Allen is my MVP.
No, didn't he like retire? No.
I don't know.
I'll look. You keep talking.
And like I made my list based on like what I predict this year, Josh Allen, and I want to put him number 1, but my number 1 is a back-to-back MVP, so it's really hard to like dethrone him as the best quarterback in football. But yeah, Josh Allen was my number 2. Again, my pick for MVP, unless my feelings change in the next couple weeks here. Definitely a Super Bowl favorite, and he's leading that team, so he's my number 2. Any update on Cole Beasley?
Free agent.
Wow. Okay. And who's your number 1?
Aaron Rodgers, back-to-back MVP winner. He's also kind of like Tom Brady, ages gracefully.
Yeah.
He's 30. He won his MVP at 38. Won his previous MVP at 37.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. How many is that for him now? Oh, that's his 4th MVP award. Just casually threw 37 touchdowns and only 4 interceptions. The year before that, 48 touchdowns, 5 interceptions. Just he has like crazy arm talent. Like I could see like crazier than any of the other quarterbacks. Just the way it looks like he just like flips his wrist and it's just like a bullet, right?
It's very pleasing to the eye.
Very, yes.
Yeah.
It's very nice.
He was my number 1 also. And like I said, it's so hard to dethrone a guy who won 2 straight MVPs. Kind of like probably shouldn't compare him to this guy because it doesn't really make sense if you just are the outsider looking in. But Shohei Ohtani, when we made our list for DH, because he's not a top 10 starting pitcher this year alone, probably so, but not in baseball, like overall. But it was so hard on the DH list not to put him number 1, and I think we all did because, like in this case, Aaron Rodgers 2 straight MVPs. In Ohtani's case, he's the best player in all of baseball. I think most people would agree with that. So it's hard to not put him number 1 on a list. So yeah, Aaron Rodgers is my number 1, but yeah, I think the Packers, and we talked about them a couple episodes ago. I think they're going to drop
the receiving
off.
core's down. Yeah.
Exactly. But I still think he's got that Brady ability where he can work with whatever's given to him.
Yeah, and I honestly am kind of excited. I think he's going to spread the ball around a ton.
Yeah.
And they may honestly be even watch him be better.
Lazard, that number 1 option over there.
Yeah.
You agree with that?
Randall
probably?
Cobb.
Tunyon.
Amon St. Brown, I think maybe. No. Yeah, maybe. Amari Rogers, Clemson.
Yeah. Or it's not Armand St. Brown. That's the Lions. It's
Yeah, I thought it was something Saint.
yeah, it's his brother. It's Quemius or something like that.
Oh,
St. Brown. Yeah, something ridiculously weird. But next episode we will have our running backs, which will be this Friday. We're filming on a Sunday, a longer episode. This will be out on a Monday. We appreciate you guys sitting through it with us. Anything to send us off with, Zach?
No, I'm excited for Cardinal baseball, obviously, and football.
Football's on the right. I saw something that since the game happened the other day, every week has football now until
February.
Like, February. Yeah, I'm getting more into the college football thing, like I've mentioned several times.
I can't wait for.
I think your excitement is like,
day.
what's the word I'm looking for? It's
radiating.
Radiating, yeah, sure. That's a good word. It's radiating onto me because I'm getting pretty excited for it.
I can't wait to watch College Game Day. See, I sent you guys. I don't know if I sent you guys a clip, or I watched a clip of Lee Corso when he was at Oregon. This little kid was the guest picker, and he's like, he picked like Harvard or Yale, so he's like, go Yale or something. He's like, ooh, not so fast, you midget.
As he's getting older too, he's always had like no filter, but as he's getting older, he has no filter.
He's slowing down a lot since when I watched him as a kid, but
definitely.
I can't wait.
We talked about Vince Scully last episode, didn't we?
Yeah.
Okay. Just wanted to make sure we covered that. I don't have anything else for today. Colin was not with us today, but it was still, I thought, a good time. You and I chatting some sports. We'll be back this Friday. I got a lot of TikTok or like videos to post this week. I have a whole list.
You, TikTok boy.
I've been behind on our football, like the Jets. I didn't do the whole AFC East, so I have to post those every single day this week. I know. But yeah, we will see you guys Friday. Thanks guys for listening. Everybody have a good week.
See you guys.